Hey, hi, hello. Welcome back. I'm Heather, or if you're one of my students, Miss Postaway. This is Pages with Postaway. I'm so glad you're here. We are gonna talk about HRCYED 3.0. So this is the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. It's the third year that they're doing it. I know, you're like, Heather, you already have a bazillion reading challenges that you're doing and it's not going very well. Why? And I don't know why the answer to that question's not super easy, but yeah, I want to try it. I don't know, I'm super motivated. The hardest reading challenge you've ever done came out 2 years ago. The creator's Stephanie, her channel's called QWERTY, and I will link her video where she kind of introduces 3.0. So I stumbled upon that the first year and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. I'm not, no. And then the second year, a lot more people were kind of enthusiastic and they were trying it. I'm like, no, why? No. And then this year, I got sucked in. And I think one of them was because she made a journal, because I'm listening to all of the prompts and the things that they're doing, and I'll explain that in a second. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. How am I going to keep that straight? I don't even know how I would put that in my reading journal. That I don't know. And she's like, and we have a journal. And I'm like, oh, done. Oh, now I'm in. Okay, so it literally has pages for like each of the challenges, where you can brainstorm it, where you can keep track of it, and kind of get a little bit of help when you're like, I don't know what that means. So I thought I would walk you through it and kind of what my plans are with it. I'm kind of hoping it helps me to get motivated, because this has been a year. I'm at 27. I've read 27 books. That's like half of what I've normally read by this point in the year. So I know it's a little bit of slow going. Even with summer, I have been reading. That number went up. But it's not going up a lot. And so anything that kind of gets me excited and motivated, I'm in. And so I've really enjoyed planning out some of these prompts and shopping my library and looking at my own shelves and just coming up with ideas. So I'm gonna kind of walk you through this cute journal and some of the prompts and ideas, if I have any, because I might not have any at all. So, but this is just me kind of joining. If you're interested in joining, I'm gonna start on the 1st of July, but the actual one officially starts on Stephanie's birthday, which is July 7th. So you have time, you can do this. Okay, so I have piles of possibilities and things, and I'm a mood reader, so all of this can change. But the reason that it is the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do is because obviously there's a bingo board. I've seen bingo boards before. You've seen bingo boards before. But the problem is those aren't just like a one and done, although you can do that. Just so you know, they do have a ain't nobody got time for that version. And you can totally just do one. But most of them are categories, and you're reading like 2, 5, 12 books to cross off one square, which is why it's, the hardest reading challenge. I can't say no one. Most people go into this not thinking, oh, I'm going to get a blackout and I'm going to do all of this. It's more like, let's just see what my reading can do and see if I can do this and see if it can't help me to pick up different books. And that's the other piece of this, is that it's purposeful, which I love, in diversifying your reading and challenging you to look for things that aren't just what publishers are putting out, but maybe searching out those authors who aren't getting attention and should. So I've been trying to decolonize my bookshelf for a while now and really purposefully choosing. And so this really supported that, and I'm very excited about it. One of the things, because it's all about customization this year, so there were different ways you can play, and I of course am going to go hard mode because I just am, and I went ahead and did rolls, so you can even like roll the dice, and then you are even further narrowing down the types of books you would read. So had I rolled a 1, it has to be from an author I haven't read before. A 2 must be a non-white author, yay. A 3 must feature disabled or uncommon representation, protagonist or authors. 4 must be from a queer author or queer protagonist. 5 must be a self-published book. And 6, she has combined 2 of the previous ones. So I did, in some cases, when I rolled a 6, go ahead and roll again. But I wanted to challenge myself because I've wanted to, for a very long time, really focus on translated. So when I rolled a 6, I usually put translated on it. So I want a book that's been translated, so it was written in another country, in another language. There are times when I kept rolling a lot of 6s, so I went in and I'm like, no, we'll change that. So I rolled like the double dice to get something here. So I'm really excited about this. I really feel like it's going to be a lot of fun. Some of them are harder than others. So one of them, my little D&D club at school would be excited about this. It was to choose your own party. And so you're reading books that have a main character who would fall under, if they were part of like your D&D campaign, one of those types of characters in the book. And you don't have to read like fantasy novels. You can read a book, and like it says, like a bard could be a musician, author, artist. So if your main character is, say, a writer, they could count as a bard in here. So it's got a lot of options and possibilities. So I'm excited about that. I don't have a lot of brainstormed ideas, but I do have like this whole series that somebody donated to my classroom. And so I have, it's obviously like an archer, but I think he's a spy or a rogue. Anyway, it'll fit. But then I rolled dice. And so one of the books I choose has to be a 3, and a 3 was feature disability or an uncommon. So I went ahead and I rolled the different ones. So as I'm choosing my books, I'm looking for that. Again, why not make it just as hard as possible? Okay, so this one, holy buckets. Okay, so this is the periodic table challenge, and your title needs to include a element that would be on the periodic table. So, and you need, I think, 5 of these. So, for me, the book for sure that I'm going to read is Iron Widow. I haven't read it yet. So that's on my shelf, and it definitely fits several of the things. And I rolled again for like different numbers. It'll fit several of them, so I'm good with that one. I have another kind of backup situation here, but the problem is I've read the first 2 of the series, but not for a little while. So I would have to go back and probably read the first 2 again to even count the rest. But I have a suggestion. So if you want this prompt, this is the Magisterium series. It's a middle grade series. It's fantastic. It's written by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. And all of the titles. So you have the Iron Trials, the Copper Gauntlet, the Bronze Key, the Silver Mask, and the Golden Tower. So, I mean, you could knock it out of the park with this one. The other thing is there is disability rep in this one, and it's pretty good. That's a recommendation. The books are really, really good. It's a very good series. And so if I get stuck, I may go ahead and read a couple to get to the other ones so that I can count them. I don't think I've read Copper Gauntlet in under, I think it's 5 years. You can reread something if you haven't reread it in 5 years. So I might be able to get away with that one. I know Iron Trials I've read in the last 5 years, because I read it for students. Okay, anyway, so that's the periodic table. The next one is familial terms. So in the title, it needs to have something like stepsister, brother, mother, dad. So I do have a stepsister on my shelf, so I thought I would probably use that one. And that's it. That is it. I was kind of shocked, but I don't have any other familial terms here in my house, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of librarying, and yeah, shame. I never go to the library. I have 36 books checked out from the library right now. 35. I returned one yesterday. I have a problem. Don't judge. Okay. The next one is traipsing through regions. And so you're reading books that are set in different regions, and this can be all over the world. They gave examples of like Swana, Mediterranean, South Asia, Latin America, Central Asia, Caribbean. So there's those kind. And then she also mentioned regions like the South here in the US. Yeah, there's that. I don't have a single thing to even say on that one. I did roll, and I'm reading several, 5 self-published books. So my goal with that one is I do get books from an independent publishing company every month. I have a subscription to that. They're nonfiction normally, so they'll just have to fit where they fit. And then every year with the Festival of Books, it's like a mecca for independent authors. So I'm hoping to maybe spend a little more time, energy, and money in that section. But that's not till February. So luckily this goes from July to June, so that will be fabulous. So yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, every book that you read, you can count it twice. It can't be in the same square. So if I read Iron Widow, I can only count it one time in the periodic table, but then I can count it somewhere else. Yes, I plan to do that. Yes. Not cheating. No. Okay, so the next one is, choose your curriculum. So you're reading books that you feel like would fit the idea of your schedule at school. So I read a book that the main character is an author. I could count it for English. Or I read a book and it's mostly about a musical production. I could do that for band or music. So you're kind of finding books that would fit with that. So the characters can be those jobs, or the vibe of the book is just fits that. Obviously, historical fiction is going to fit for history. So I feel like I got that one. I'm fine. There's 5 books for that one. So yeah, I have one that's translated, and then I did where I rolled the 6, but then I also rolled the 3, 4. So I figure I can choose at that point. And honestly, if we get down to May and June and we're like, I just need to read, I'm just gonna read. Okay. The next one is road trip. This fits really well with my reading across the states, because you basically want to read books that are set in different states. They really want to avoid California and New York because everything is set in California and New York. I have found that everything's set in California, New York, and Texas, but that's okay. So that should be 0 problem. I thought I would have a little bit of trouble with a translated one in the States, so I went ahead and rolled the double for that one as well. So yeah, that's not going to be an issue. Bookception is kind of a fun one. So in that one, we are reading a book, and in that book, they mention a book. So you read that book then. So you get your idea for your next read from that book. I only rolled this one because whatever book this one is what this one has to be. So I felt really good about that. And then a 1 is an author I haven't read before. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. Hopefully I can read some books with people reading. Then they have the whole not so secret prompt one. So I guess last year, because I didn't do it, in HRCYED 2.0, they had a bunch of secret prompts. So every month there was a secret prompt. These are them, extra challenges. I'm like, oh, yeah, I probably wouldn't have participated in that. So they're like, yeah, you're doing it again. Or if you didn't do it, then here you go. I'm like, okay. So this is the one that I actually am not super sure about because I wasn't a part of that. So I'm going to have to kind of go back and kind of look at those to get a better idea. I mean, some of them are like, read a book outside. Okay, I can do that. Pun in the title. Super fine. Missed Childhood Chapter Book. I figure that's a book that I missed out on as a kid or one I would have liked to read when I was a kid. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But then there's some like doom scroll your read. I'm not quite sure. I'm guessing that has to be like inspired by Instagram or Facebook. Oh no, I have to watch BookTube and be inspired to find a book. Darn. Okay. Anyway, so there's a whole bunch of those. 12. To get that book, to get that square, you have to read 12 books. 12. Okay, I can do it. I can totally do it. Yeah, I rolled for them. Cover style. This one's kind of cool, but I figure this is like not going to be something I purposefully do. As I finish a book and I don't know where else to put it, take a look at what the cover is and pop it on there. So just trying to get different types of covers because, you know, you have like designs like this, but then you also have like a realistic design, although that one may or may not work, or something like this. So those are different design covers. Yeah. It'll be great. It'll be grand. There's 4 of those. I did roll for them. I really like this journal. I'm so excited about it. The next one has 10. You have to read 10 books to cover this one, but they have to have, it's called titular counting. So you're counting the number of words in the title. So Hunchback has 1 word. Iron Widow has 2 words. So you're going to go through that way. It's again one of those that I'll probably focus on it being like the second prompt, like I read something for a prompt and then, hey, I need to fill in some blanks here. So 10 and 9 and 8 are probably going to be difficult. I've already kind of been looking to see if I have any that are 10. Funny enough, I have some that are more than 10. Interesting, right? Okay. Okay. So this is characters to authors. And so you're supposed to go, so you go, you read a book and whatever the character's name is, you find an author with that same name, first name, and then you go from this one and I think you find a character and then find the author with that character's name for this one. So I think it'll be fun. It looks cute. Okay, and then this is a Japanese game called Shiritori, and basically you take the last letter of a word and or the title, and then you have to read a book that starts with that letter, and then you do the same thing. What's the last letter of that book and find a book that starts with that one. Or it says you may use the entire last word in the title to be then the first word in your next one. And you're allowed to exclude the a, an. There are 5 of these. I didn't roll it because I'm actually considering trying to do it with the word. I'm crazy, right? That's crazy, right? We'll see. But if I'm going to do the word, then I'm not going to like try and do this because I'm already limiting my choices. So if I did Iron Widow, then the next book would have to start with widow. Yeah, I think that sounds awesome. This one was really hard for me because I didn't do 2.0 or 1.0, but this is called the mashup. And so you're supposed to take one prompt from HRCYED 1 and one prompt from HRCYED 2 and smush them together. And so, and obviously they can't be the same prompt, like read the rainbow plus one. Like you can't do that. So I went through the prompts to kind of figure out what I wanted to do, and I kind of really like what I chose. And so from the, where's my glasses? Sorry. From HRCYED 1, I decided to do read books that spell your full name. So my first name, right? And then the second one is the translation challenge. So reading translated lit. So I'm going to spell my name with books that are translated. So that's where Hunchback keeps coming in. That was the very first one. It's not very long. I'm very excited. Disability rep. And it was on the, I want to say International Booker Awards, but I don't know what year because I went through all of those. I'm doing my research. I've been really excited about this. So obviously Heather starts with an H. All right, that's one of my first reads. Okay. I'm actually really excited about that one. And I kind of brainstormed and went through a couple of people's videos who do the International Booker Awards to get some ideas. And then we'll see if I can actually get my hands on them or not, because that's the other key piece. So, but yeah. Oh, actually, I already have one that... funny enough, I already had on my library. Remember my huge pile of library books that I've checked out? Yeah. Shh. This one was already there. And so I have my Aaliyah, Aquarius, and the Waters Call. And I think there's a prompt that you need the first and last name of somebody in it. I don't know. Anyway, that'll count there. But that one's translated from German. So I've already got Japan and Germany. I'm killing it. I haven't started them. That's July 1st. Okay. Then we've got the number titles. So the other one was counting the words. This one's actually wants the number word in the title. So, we are going, I think 1 to 9 and one more. Is that 9? Is that 10? No, that's 11. Okay, so there's 11 books in this one. I can totally count. I did roll for this one, so that's going to make it extra hard, except that I don't care. Like, this does not have to be number 1. So where 5 is an independent writer, that could be a 2. Like, it could be 2 degrees or whatever. So I am looking for books that meet these roles, but I'm not going to make sure like this one has to be that. Like I can play. There's flexibility here. So, so it's 1 to 10. And then you just have to have a book with more numbers in it, which I'm really excited because I have had N.K. Jemisin on my shelf forever, and it's called The 100,000 Kingdoms, and I want to read it, and I've wanted to read it. Now I'm going to make myself read it, and it counts. So yeah, done. Okay. Then there's the rainbow words. This says the font color of the title or the color word in the title. I'm going to go with color word in the title, just because I want to. And so that was a bunch of books. 11. 1, 2, 3, 6. 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so that's 11. I did roll. I did get several translated ones, and so one of them I did do a double roll, and I can just pick which one I want to do, whether I want to do it translated or the other. I did just buy a couple of books from Festival of Books. I just bought them in March. But they have some colors in the title, and so I'm really excited about that. Few Blue Skies and The Return at Valley Black. So those are definitely on my list. I'm very excited to read those. Okay. Animal Families. Kind of funny. Cute idea. Really easy when you read a lot of middle grade. This girl. So you need an animal on the cover, and they need to be from different animal, what did she call them? zoological categories. So you can't have 4 different dogs. You can have a dog from the canine category. You can have a cat from the feline, an elephant from the pachyderm. Anyway, so amphibians, crustaceans, primates. I mean, there's plenty of options. I'm not worried about this one at all. And I did roll for it. Wouldn't it be fun to find? That would be fun. Okay. The next one is biomes. So again, this is looking for ecosystems, biomes, etc. Where does the book take place? But also maybe if you can see it on the cover. It only needs to be featured on the cover. Oh, there you go. See? I love having this. It tells me what I am doing right and wrong. So, I mean, all the different biomes, urban, aquatic, tundra, savanna, woodlands, boreal forest. I think we can do this really easily. So, 6 of those. I did roll those. The remix. So, I'm kind of excited about this one because, so there's 5 already. I've seen a ton of remakes of different classics and things that are out there, but honest to goodness, my favorite fairy tale is Beauty and the Beast. Shocker, I know. Anyway, I have collected over the years tons of books that tell, retell, retry, come from a different angle of the Beauty and the Beast story. And I haven't read them. I've read I've read a bunch of them, but I have a bunch still. I mean, 5, I could do that all with Belle and remakes and retellings and that kind of thing. You're supposed to try and diversify it a little bit. Like, they can't all be, the Disney version, or you're supposed to, they have to alter. So I know one from Beast perspective. I've got a middle grade where it swaps with Cinderella. So Belle and Cinderella swap stories. Done. So I'm excited for it. I did tell you that I was going to read Stepsister, and Stepsister is kind of a retelling, obviously, from the stepsister's point of view. So that could also count. So who knows if I do what I say I'm gonna do, because I'm a mood reader. This one's kind of fun. It's called The Food Pyramid. And so you're looking for different foods on the cover. There are 5 of them. I did roll, and there were a lot of independent indie authors. And then what's 3? Disability representation. All right. So I do have a couple that I've already grabbed that I know I kind of have been wanting to read. So Legends and Lattes, there's all kinds of food and drinks on the front. They have to be different foods. So if I chose bread, because there's lots of breads and cakes there, then this one can't be, which is good because it's fruit. So With the Fire on High, and Mexikid, which I have been holding on to for a while now. There's all kinds of different foods. There's a drink over here. There's a soda over here. I think there's some chips. Junk food. Those are plantains over here. So I know avocado. See, I have my vegetable. I don't think that'll be too difficult for me. Plus I read a lot of kids books, and there's food. The next one is Mother Nature, and it's Mother Nature on the cover, and you're looking for different examples of Mother Nature on the cover. So it can be a sunny day, but you only get one of those. And the sun actually has to be in the picture. So I did roll for it. There's 6 of them. I think it'll be fun. I found one that had a big lightning strike across the cover. So I think that'll be good. It's Your Birthday. That one's going to be complicated. It's very individual because you are basically going off of you and then books that are inspired by that. So you need your month's birthstone. Well, I know diamond is one of them, so I think I can find that. They said there's usually 2 birthstones, and there's a couple of these that have extra things. A book published in your birth month, your zodiac sign. It's a Taurus, so I'm sure I can find that. Something inspired by that, right? Your Chinese zodiac sign. I can totally do that one. It's a dragon. I have tons of dragons. Your birth flower. I have no idea what that is. Your birth tree. I have no idea what that is. And the meaning of your name. That one's going to be a problem. Maybe, because my name is a flower. It's actually a weed. So, yeah, I guess, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Something. I'm sure I can find something, maybe even with my name in it. Who knows? I rolled. So we'll diversify this one. I was excited to see this. This is the backlist authors, and I'm already challenging myself to do that. So I'm super excited for that one. I did not roll because I am reading backlist for Kelly Yang and Sharon Draper. So those are my two backlist besties that I'm trying to read this year. The cool thing is this reading challenge goes like a full year. So they are my two for this year. If I don't have 5 by then, I should. Then I could pick new authors if I wanted. So anyway, I'm excited. This is a good challenge. They have tons of books in their backlist. I could easily do this 3 times over if I really focused. Okay. This one is actually, I'm very, very excited about it. So the prompt is actually, I must endeavor to acquire these creatures. We can't use where this is coming from necessarily, but the inspiration for this are Pokemon. So you're reading books that are inspired by the different types of Pokemon. And I am not really a Pokemon fan, or like, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I have a lot of people in my life who are. So I decided that I would just ask them for who their favorite Pokemon is, and then use that type to pick my book. And so I'm actually really, really excited because I have so many lovely people in my life who have now told me I am reading so the Pokemon were Larvitar, Vaporeon, Sprigatito, Abra, and Chandelure. So I'm going to read a rock ground book, a water book, a grass type book, a psychic type book, and a ghost type book. So I'm excited. I think it'll be fun and learn a little bit about it. So because of the way this is, I did not roll for this one because I've already kind of challenged myself by getting the inspiration from other people. It's almost like they're helping me to choose the books. And I have a couple of ideas, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how that goes. This is my favorite prompt. This is the anthology. So you're supposed to read an anthology. And then you read 6 of the authors that are in that anthology. So you're reading short stories by these authors, and then you're going to go and you're going to read something else that they have written. I got so excited about this. I really did. So as soon as I heard about this one, guess where I went? The library. Okay, here's why I have so many books checked out. No, it's not. I found the anthology that I want to read. So I didn't roll for this one because I was very purposeful in my choice. So I am going to read A Phoenix First Must Burn. And this is 16 stories of Black girl magic, resistance, and hope. I'm so excited. So some really great authors in here. So once I found the book, then I'm going through the library. I'm like, okay, do they have anything by this person, by this person? I shopped the shelves. I had so much fun. Like, I know I could have gone to the computer and looked them up, but no, I'm going to go through the shelves and go find them. So look at what I found. And I have choices now because I only have to read 6. And I knew I had some of these on my shelf too. So This one was the hardest one because mostly this author, this is their main book. So this is Bloodlines. It's a comic. I'm so excited. This is by Danny Lore. Danny Lore has several in other anthologies, but like this is their only standalone that I could find. And I was so excited that the library had it. So that's one. These three were on my shelf. So yay me. I'm not sure I'm going to do the name of the author justice. I apologize. This is E.B. Zaboy, and this is Pride. So another retelling. This is Pride and Prejudice. Very excited. I've had this one. I wanted to read it forever. So Justina Ireland is the author, and this is Dread Nation. I think this is the first one. Danelle Clayton and The Marvelers. So I've had this one on my shelf for a while. So I get to hopefully knock 3 backlist besties off because I've had them. They had Elizabeth Acevedo and Family Lore, and The Beauty That Remains by Ashley Woodfolk. And look, so cover designs. Here's another example. Look at the different colored cover designs. So that'll be nice and easy. And Alea Dawn Johnson, and this is called The Summer Prince. This, I think, will also work for the Choose Your Parties. So I think there'll be a character in here that I can use for that one, for the D&D one. Obviously, since I've checked these out from the library, that's going to be the very first box that I'm really, really focusing on. Because who knows when I'm going to have to return my goodies back. So I'm going to be focusing on that prompt first, that and Hunchback with the translated lips. So that one's short. I think I can knock that one out in a day. Maybe I'll read it outside. I don't think I can because I need it for 2 things already. Anyway. So I'm super, super excited about that one. All right, we're almost done. So the next prompt is Second Chances and Hidden Gems. This one confuses me slightly. So sometimes you never know when something's going to really hit for you. Maybe you soft DNF something that you weren't in the headspace for. Maybe you passed on a book just because its cover's a bit ugly. Now's the time to read those kinds of books. So you could maybe grab a 1-star review from somebody else. They didn't like it. Maybe you love it. Maybe go back to one of your hard DNFs, the ones that you weren't in the right place for and you were like, I don't want this. If it has an under 3.5 average rating on maybe one of the reading places, a random find. Dude, I do that constantly. Okay. Recommended by someone with wildly different tastes, ugly cover, little free libraries. I love the little free libraries. So something with under 100 reviews. And those are just ideas for it. I did roll for it. I got to find 5 hidden gems, and that's the last one. I have a feeling she's already kind of said that there's going to be some extra prompts coming in. They're called side quests, so they're not secret. They're side quests. This is already going to kick my butt. So yeah. And then my thought for my reading journal, the one that I'm really totally catching up on, stay tuned for another one on that. Anyway, I think I'm going to do a page for any that I finish. So if I finish the anthology Square, I will do a page dedicated to that. So I might have like a HRCYED section. And only if I finish that box will I put it in the reading journal, simply because this reading challenge goes into next year. And so it doesn't really fit well into my year-long reading journal. But it would be fun to kind of put a box for that. Yeah. So let's see how well I do on my journey of this. If you're joining HRCYED, I would really love to know that. And I would really love to do this with you and we can commiserate together. Join me on this Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs journey. Please, come on down. Anyway, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I will, I'll link, Stephanie's video, probably the one that goes through it. So she does a better job than I do on it. It's her reading thing. Happy reading, and I'll see you later. We're gonna update my reading journal together, right? Right.